So the fans have been asking for Chopper, and now Chopper's here, but did LEGO do a good job on the design of this set? Thanks to LEGO for gifting this set for review, and let's just give Chopper a grade out of 100. So the beloved Astromech C110P, or Chopper, is first seen in the Clone Wars and kind of has this persona of wanting just to do his own thing. And we can definitely see that attitude coming through in this build. The set is going to have just over 1,000 pieces, which is enough for a nice detailed version of Chopper. One manual comes in the box, and unusually enough, there's no storytelling about the history of Chopper or how the set came together, which is definitely not the norm. There's one printed piece in the set, which is the display plaque, which I am glad that they added. You're also going to get the minifig version of Chopper, if you want to call it that. This is the same version of Chopper that came in the Ghost and Phantom 2 set. There was a previous version of Chopper that had been used since 2014, and although I don't think the older version looked too bad, I do like the look of this newer version just slightly better. On to Chopper himself, I thought the build was a lot of fun. You start off by building the main body of Chopper, and yes, there is a pink brick that does sit right in the center, and I'm assuming that's to represent his heart. There are tons of little wires and details on Chopper. You have this mechanical arm in the front that can be pulled out in order to help Chopper grab things. There are these little hot dog elements in black down here used for wiring, which is some very cool parts usage. A lot of the buttons on the body of Chopper are from the sticker sheet, unfortunately, but all the details do make for a really true to form look for Chopper. The legs are built next, and I really like how we have the one white one on this side and then the gray one as well. There's a bunch more wiring connecting these, making those Astromech legs function, as well as some sturdy and boxy feet down at the bottom. There is this wheel in the center that can be added or removed, which I really like. If you remove it, you can move Chopper's body around to stand a little bit more upright. And then the last part is putting on Chopper's head, which looks amazing in that orange and yellow. We get two more mechanical arms up top here that can rotate 360. There are a few other details with the antenna up top, and then his head can be rotated 360 degrees. But now to the best part. On the back of Chopper is this small knob that looks kind of like more detailing, but can actually be pushed down to make his head bobble around. And if you listen closely, the plastic moving around almost kind of gives you the feel of the sound of Chopper himself. Overall, I really enjoyed the build. I thought it was really fun, and it's really cool to build the character Chopper. So I'm going to give the build experience grade on this one a 33 out of 40. So here is what Chopper looks like sitting next to the UCS R2-D2. Chopper is scaled more, however, to fit in with some of the more recent releases like the newer R2-D2 and C3PO. I think from an accuracy standpoint, they nailed the design, and the really nice contrast of white, grays, and orange just makes for a really nice display piece. It's also really cool that they added the play functions as well, with Chopper having the ability to roll around with the center wheel. You get some of Chopper's personality jumping out with the head bobble, as well as the ability to move his head, legs, and those mechanical arms. So altogether, I think the LEGO Chopper looks very accurate to the actual Chopper, and I think it makes for a great display piece because it looks really nice, but you also get the display plaque. At the same time though, I'm really glad that they added the play functions to Chopper, because that really just brings Chopper to life and gives him a little bit more personality, which makes for a much better build. On display and play, I'm going to give Chopper a 16 out of 20. So is Chopper overpriced like we see in a lot of Star Wars sets? Well, Chopper is going to come in at just over 9 cents per piece, which is under that 10-cent price per piece mark, which is really nice to see. Chopper is going to come in at almost exactly the same price per piece cost as the newer R2-D2, but quite a bit less than the C3PO, which C3PO comes in at over 12 cents per piece. You do also get the Chopper minifigure, which goes for around $16 as of this recording on Bricklink. That will probably go down a bit with the release of this new set, but still a very solid value included with the set. I think it's a fair price as a day one purchase, and I do feel like you'll get the value from the set, but I would put the sale buy price at more around the $60 to $80 range if you think you can hold off for a discount. All around, I think the value is pretty solid for the $100. Is there probably going to be some sales coming around? Yes, but I don't think you're getting ripped off at $100 on this set. So I'm going to put the overall value grade at 16 out of 20. Chopper is a fan favorite when it comes to the Star Wars fan community, so I definitely expected this set to be a buy for a lot of fans, especially with how well they did on the design of Chopper here. However, with almost 500 votes, 65% of the votes said that they were going to pass on the set. It does seem like most people like the build, but are kind of weighing out where they are going to put their cash on May the 4th. A lot of people are going to be dropping the $300 on Jango Fett Starship, so right there, really limiting funds for any other cool Star Wars sets that are releasing. So I'm going to round the 36% up to the nearest 10th. So that is going to be 40% for buy and then 60% for pass. So the total grade that you all gave Chopper on the community vote is going to be 8 out of 20. So where does our buddy Chopper fall after looking at all the finalized category grades? Chopper's gonna fall at 73 out of 100 and has this set just making it into the consider buying this set. I definitely don't think it's a must buy, but it is something that every Star Wars fan should consider picking up at some point before it leaves the shelves.